In this lesson, we're going to learn about drawing basic shapes using the toolbar in Adobe Roam. With Adobe, an awful lot of things, even though they seem rather simple to begin with. The second button down on the toolbar shows a rectangle tool by default, but when you put your mouse over the little option arrow that appears to the right, you'll see that you can also draw circles and lines. Now, again, pretty simple drawing objects here. There's just 3 of them. But as we saw in the last lesson when we looked at path selection tools, there's a lot of things that you can do by manipulating the path that makes up these simple objects. So let's start by drawing a rectangle. That tool is selected. If I click and drag, it's going to draw a rectangle out in the shape that I define. No big deal. If I hold down a Shift key while I click and drag, I'm going to get a square every time. Going to always keep things in proportion. So relatively simple method for doing things. Notice that the colors have been picked up from whatever the last fill and stroke color I used was. So you're always going to get that last color fill and last stroke setting when you draw out an object from the toolbar. Okay, circle tool, same kind of thing. I can draw ellipses by clicking and dragging, or I can draw circles by holding down the Shift key and dragging out so everything is in perfect proportion. And then finally, the line tool allows me to draw lines. Either I can draw them on oblique angles, or again, holding down the Shift key, I'll draw a straight line across, a straight line up and down, or a straight line on a perfect 45-degree angle. The Shift key affects all of those different operations there. All right, so again, pretty simple tools, but those simple tools can be used in many, many different ways to end up with some very complicated shapes.